to introduce to you Manzar Rassouli, my new friend. We met in October and I visited her art gallery, and I was actually so taken by her healing art, which is based on the poem 2291, Silent, by Rumi. And she has actually created over 500 pieces of artwork inspired by this poem, Silent. So her art has been exhibited throughout the United States and around the world. And a lot of her artwork are in private collections, governmental collections, and also nonprofit. She has a vision that she spoke to me about, and she's going to tell us about her silent vision and how to use this, the background of Rumi, to help connect people with their art. And so she is going to tell us more about the silent vision. She has a bachelor's and master's degree in fine arts, and she also has studied music as well, and she sings. So without further ado, please meet our wonderful Manzar Rassouli, who is going to tell us about silent vision.
Wow, thank you so much, Jenny.
Welcome.
And I'm so honored and humbled to be sharing with you what I'm trying to here do something to bring us together, to feel each other's essence. And it was so beautiful to hear Dao De Jing here, and it was a beautiful meditation, because I did not meditate today, I have to say, but that was a good beginning. So I have to say I'm not technically savvy, and my husband is here to help me, and hopefully we go smoothly to present. Usually I show my work, some of the works that when I give a talk about this, but last night until I guess midnight, we tried to put some images up. So we'll see how it goes. Now, one thing, of course, I've sent the message to Mary Grace, which also I like to thank you so much, to send a website so friends will get a sense of what I'm trying to do, since my English is not, as great as yours. So, but anywhere, anytime that you trying to get the concept, so you can just ask a question and I will try to clarify. So one thing about this vision, silent vision, is basically art projects, community art projects. And when we say art, doesn't mean exactly to produce a music or a masterpiece of fine arts of any kind, but the things that we do in our daily life, I call it art also. So in a way, life is art and art is life. It is all intertwined. So to do things, whatever we do, is to be in it, to be mindful, as we all know, and to be creative. And also, the most important, not to criticize ourselves, not to look for perfection. As I love always to say, imperfection itself is an art that brings us to our essence and sort of bring us to our heart embodiment of what we need to be in order living a peaceful life, inner self, and express it to community. So as like you all, I can feel and see and hear you have been in the path of enlightenment, if you could say that. Myself as a person, as an immigrant, that I was forced out of my home, to be here, I try to refuge in what Rumi, what Lao Tzu, what any other visionaries and sages have been telling us, so we can hold ourselves into a stable place. So I brought those understanding and reading and so on in to bring them in my artworks for past few decades, and design an approach to not just by communication and verbal communication, but also by doing things, like, which means we bring our bodies involving our movements and our expressions and our voice and our senses to connect really to ourselves and others. The essence, to connect mostly to our essence. So which that approach, that I made the name Teaching Your Heart with Arts. So, and they are all projects that they go part of, they become silent vision projects for peace and possibility. So there are many, many, many teachings. And one book that I have been trying to make is specifically to say those approaches, those practices, those exercises to bring us into that, what I'm trying to say. What I would like to share with you before I show you these poem, what I have learned from the poem and how this poem inspired me, which is then, if you guys go to Google Rumi, as I know you all know, but this is specific poem, which is number 2219. And there is a translation by Coleman Barks and Robert Bly, Ladinsky, and a few others. They have done translation of Rumi. This is a specific poem which I'm inspired by. The number is 2219, as I said. There are a few different translations, but as you know, poetry really cannot be from one language to the other, the essence of it. But it's still beautiful. As I read Ladinsky or Coleman Barks, they do beautiful, but also I'm lucky to read in Persian, which I get a sort of a different essence and different kind of texture or feel. So I have to stand up and go back and forth and show you a few things before I go to images that I have produced from this particular poem. I like to show you. I thought actually to start with the roots of my reason to come to this particular poem, but I think we may not have enough time. If we do, then we go back to my other series. But I just to start and how I ended up with this particular poem is, well, I was so much puzzled or hurt by the way women were treated back in Iran. And so I started a large series about women, which has come into a book called Women West, Women East for Global Peace. And this is the book. It's on Amazon, but I think it's quite expensive, and we're trying to make it to a size that is more is less expensive. Now, I don't want to show my achievement, as Dao De Jing says, not to talk about your achievements, but I have to just bring you into the this idea of Rumi silent. So, which made me to be silent too. So sometimes I don't talk and people say, no, you have to explain what you're doing here. So, and so this is why I want to just bring you to that particular project of peace and possibilities. So the other, and I stopped to talk after I was talking imagery in images about women condition, including myself, that I was so trying to be in balance, as we all try to. Anyway, then another series came about, Conversation with Silence. So in my imagery of women, I kept on saying things that is in the eyes of these women that we can see. And actually most of them are blocked, they are veiled. And so I learned through this book, myself, Conversation with Silence, second book. But then, of course, I started to read, as I said, more of Rumi, which is lucky. This is one of the Rumi's book that I have been having pleasure of reading in Persian. And of course, this is the real one that really has this, as you know, he's a Shakespeare of East, as Coleman Burke's introducing.
Who published that?
Pardon?
Who published that?
Oh, I don't know. I don't know. I have to read the Persian. So this is the Rumi in Persian, I mean in English, by Coleman Burke's, as you all know, I'm sure. And of course, the love poem. So I have these lot of books around by these visionaries. And this book is fascinating. If you like to laugh, you should definitely buy this book, Delicious Laughters. This is a very good book that I have been enjoying and influenced my work here, Illuminated Rumi, but they are all on Amazon. You can just Google Rumi and everything comes up. So, and of course, our very great author here, Eckhart Tolle, you know, and Deepak Chopra, all other visionaries and teachers of all of us. So I would go to, oh, this is, by the way, this is the poem. I have the works here also to show you. This is the poem which we go to my series of pictures online so you can see better. But this is when I give talk, I carry this when I talk in person. So people come near and read. And the translation, of course, the translation of this is also here. And I'm going to show you in a second. Okay. Now we can go to, let's see, our slideshow, which we developed. Let's see.
You want to go to sharing, right?
Sharing, we go. Where do I go? Oh, here, I have to come out here. Thing right there.
Yeah, go to
Here.
sharing. And then
Great.
you got the slideshow open? Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, we'll double click, yeah.
Yeah.
Now,
So this
I don't think
is,
this is being shared, right?
no.
They're not
How
seeing
do
it.
we, oh, we have to see, we have to go here. We have to go back here.
You have to go back to Zoom, right?
Zoom. Okay.
And find the
This.
share button.
Oh, I have to go to share
Right.
screen.
Mhm. And then pick your that you want to show.
Okay.
So that
Okay, everybody can see here?
you might want to expand it so you can.
Yes.
Oh, great. Oh, oops, what happened? Screen sharing has a
You click the X button, which shut it down. So just go and share it again.
Oh, okay. Here we go. Oh, I see. Hi, Tim. Thank you. Let's
So
see.
pick-
Okay, I go
pick that guy.
here.
Yeah.
This. All right. Yeah, I was trying actually to enlarge, but is it so this is Persian, so 101 Persian here, of course, we have, you learn just one word that we are dealing with today, and it means silent. Is in a way, Rumi is telling us, shh, don't say anything. And he says, don't say anything to the ants, automatically negative talks within us that we all were in our conditioned mind, we all sometimes go. So this very word, which is at the end of, if you can see, at the end of this line, see, he says like 14 times, Magu.
They read right to left.
Pardon?
They read right to left.
Yes, we read from right to left. And this at the end, if you see my, do you see my, this little thing moving
Yes.
down? Oh,
Yes.
great. Okay, great. So this Magu, this is the word, this is the shape of this word, which is Magu, means hush, don't say anything. So, and I would like to go to the translation, which is, as I just mentioned, is not really the one that, but this is good enough. Jeffrey, how do I go to change this? These images are here.
Yeah, I think,
The image, maybe if you click
I think you
anywhere,
don't
it'll
need
go.
to share. Let's turn that off, and then we have we can expose it.
I'll see, okay, this is it. How could I enlarge? There used to be a button here.
Yeah, there's a up here, right? There's the
Oh, okay,
somewhere.
yeah.
Try
it's
that
16.
little plus button up in the,
It
up.
says 16%.
go to
that
the
means-
plus button next to it.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I
we're not
thought-
seeing a plus button next to it, unfortunately. They
Maybe make your screen larger and it'll show stuff. Just pull,
Oh,
just
yeah,
pull
yeah,
the
yeah,
edge of your
that.
screen to make it larger.
That's larger.
Oop.
Oh, this is good. This is, oh,
There you go. That worked.
We
is
got it.
it?
Yes, we
Oh,
got it.
It's
Okay.
larger, beautiful. So this is the translation, which here, this is basically in Persian. This poem is a conversation between our conditioned mind and the spirit or soul. So back and forth, they have a conversation. This automatically negative conditioned mind says the problem. Every time sees an obstacle in things. And the spirit or soul says, silent. And it gives an answer to make you aware of this is not the case. Things are going to be fine. So then if you can read, I don't know, you all can see, you can read this. Is it large enough, the translation?
Yes, I can read it.
Yes, yes.
Okay, so this very poem gave me this idea of producing the works that actually helps me to see visually and to feel and to sort of structure for myself another approach to life and look at life from different angles. And so everyone, as we all know, learns differently and affects us or influence us in different way, whatever that we are trying to learn. So, and but the thing is here, I use this very word, Magu, to produce like many 500 or more works of sculptures, drawing, paintings, landscape, architecture, and some actually music. I sing with the poem in Persian. I put some music on it. And so just this is quite celebratory, the whole thing. And so we can go now to those images. That very word that I'm going to show you has produced all. Jeffrey, we went off here. What happened? Here we go. Let me see.
Maybe
I have
your
to go
screen
back
is,
here. Yes. So, okay.
No, where is the?
Okay, I'm going to this one.
Okay,
Okay.
sorry. Okay.
Yeah, this is the word that I just show you at the end of each line, which was repeated 14 times.
I
And
think you
so-
need to click the little box at the bottom for the second picture.
Oh, okay. So is this working, right? This is it, right? This is another. So I played with this word visually. Let me see if we are seeing this. This is, do
No,
you
we're
see
not
this?
seeing it.
We don't see it yet. At the bottom, it's still stuck on the first slide. If you can click to go to the
Oh.
next slide.
Okay. The next slide is
Where's
this
the
one.
mouse?
Oh, this is the mouse right there.
We go here to the first, and then.
Yeah, it's right there. This is the second one.
Are you seeing it change?
Not yet.
Not yet.
You might
Yeah.
also hover to the right side of the page and a little caret might appear that will allow you to advance to the next.
That's what we're doing, actually. And
There's
it
no-
does say it's sharing.
Do you see at the bottom, all of the slides in the first one is lit up? Do you see that at the bottom?
Yes. We
Go to
have
the second slide with your cursor.
Oh,
and
okay,
try-
we're in the wrong viewer.
There you
Okay,
go.
let's try.
second here.
There
There
Do
we
you
go.
see now?
That's in English.
Go one more slide over.
Okay, let's go to
There you
this.
go.
Okay, good. It's happening.
Okay,
Is it
I
happening
think
now?
we.
Yes, it
maybe-
is, but you may want to go back one slide. You
Yeah.
double click.
Okay, good. Here, we go
Where-
back here.
I can't see the mouse.
Here, sweetie, let me see. So is this
There you
good
go.
now?
That's it.
Beautiful. Thank you, Tim. So this is the actual word in Persian. Is called Magu, means silent. So this very word, I have played with it, all possibilities, and these possibilities that we can actually think about our lives and possibilities of what we can do creatively to make our life process more smooth, see what is possible, like solution oriented. Okay, we go to the next. These I just played. This works, right?
Yes.
Okay, beautiful. And this one, this word. So the word is, if I go back to this one, the word Magu itself is actually like a yin and yang. Is the top, you see the line is ma or na, means no. And the bottom is a gu, means to say. It is fascinating to me. It's just, but I found out, look, this is the word we talk in Persian, nagu, magu, say and not to say, quiet and say. So it's a still for me sort of a unknown phenomenon. As so anyhow, yeah, this is the very word with the ma and na together. Magu again here. I played with the form. These are all Magu forms in different colors and lines and different visualization. This is again ma on the top, gu in the bottom. This is another one, same. So how do I go to the next, Jeffrey? This is end of this bottom. Tim, maybe. Tim,
Oh,
what is the
okay.
next?
Let's
Oh, I have to
find
go
the,
here?
yeah,
Oh,
let's
okay,
find
yes,
this
yes,
guy
yes.
over
Right
here.
there, right there,
Yeah.
right there, right there. Uh-huh. Thank you. So these are a sculptural form. These are coming into abstraction, but that's the part of the word Magu is ma. These are all ma, interrelating or intersecting each other. And this is the same kind, but in a different structural design. And the same, I saw one of these actually very very similar at the Baltimore Museum of Art, where we live nearby. And I told myself, this is a sculpture that was at the entrance on the ground. And I said, did somebody know about my Magu project? But of course, all the lines were like that, but not that little tip on the top. So here is again Magu, that's the word, which the birds are sitting on. So this is part of a sculpture. These are all sketches that I've done a few years ago until it came to be like this. This is the actual word Magu. And I create whatever on a background. Either I make a painting and then Magu goes on it, or whatever else as we're gonna see. Is it obvious? Can you all see?
Looks beautiful.
Oh,
That's
okay.
gorgeous.
Thank you. These are designs on the back I make with variety of objects, and this is particularly sort of a collage. And this piece is a three-dimensional, the Magu, supposed to be the sculpture. These are on the background, one of my designs for Christmas, an abstract design using the fabrics that we see more around the Christmas time. So the notion of here using these glass, these are glass, I don't know what they call them in English. They are glass pieces basically that I have produced this very word again, the silent Magu in it. And so the illumination of when we are in silence, we can feel really like illuminated, perhaps the word is, or we feel in peace and oneness and connected and sense of beauty experiencing and clear or shiny inside. That's another one. There are photographs also in that whole variety of series. So on the background, as you see, is one of my work, which is a series of conversation with silence. The painting is all white on the background, and these two Magu word, the silent word, are mounted on the background, which is conversation with silence. This is, so at one point, of course, reading Eckhart Tolle, that he talks about the I, the essence of us, or the I, the light of awareness. So I bring into this word, the I, and Magu. So when you are in silence, you feel your true I, the I am, as Eckhart Tolle refers to. This is another Magu in one of my abstract background. So here I bring variety of Magu and bring it into the imagery of the birds. If you are familiar with Persian mystic writings of Attar also another mystic poet of 13th century, which one of his very well-known book is Birds, Conference of Birds, which these birds travel to find themselves, but each bird is presenting an aspect of human being. And as all we are trying to find oneself or our essence, our true self, our clear self, our illuminated self, these birds travel to find themselves. And of course, the story I can talk about another time. So I bring birds in here, symbol of freedom, and of course we all know. And the Magu is there, and the eye, as you see, illuminated eye, and the background, which you can see. I wonder if I could show it with my cursor here. The eye is here. Is it visible?
Yes.
And another eye, which is part of this another expression of Magu in a different form here. And of course, this very blue Magu here that is overlapping the white bird here. That's another Magu. So we find several, this word has been repeatedly expressed here in different forms and shapes and colors. And of course, here I am also, I use the word. And these are smaller works rather. I'm hoping to get approved by the grant of here Maryland States Arts Council, which I have a meeting tomorrow with. I'm hoping to the money that hopefully they grant us to produce this very large work. So for example, this here has to be mounted on a large mirror. So I use a lot of mirror in my later works that you may see examples of. So when you look at yourself, you see yourself and you read this literature or the poem and the other person on the other side can see. So you see each other. I don't have this series, but I just mention it for, we go to the next one. This is also another variation of that. So I love to use light. These here, this is the eye. The eye is the enlightened self or illuminated self or the light of awareness. I use a lot of light in my works as well. And of course, a Persian Magu is here. This is another, of course, I am, or am I here. So it gives you a variety of possibilities of looking at that whole idea that we are, or the beingness of us. Also, light is here, the eye illuminated. So this is a collage painting. It's a mixed media. Variety of things are being used here. So this is the word silent, Magu, repeatedly.
Would you spell the word, please? Thank you.
I'm sorry?
Spell the word.
Oh, the word. I spell it in English, M-A-A-G-U. Yeah, it's, if you go on my, if friends go to Manzar website, manzar.net, there are in Persian, I mean, is Magu is there, the spelling, and
I guess other authors might spell it differently.
yeah,
because it's
other-
not an English word.
yeah, it's not an English word, but I thought that's the closest because the way I write it is a Magu. M-A-A-G-U. Oops, what happened, Jeffrey? I tried to get to, I went to, oh, what happened?
Let's look at our
Oh,
winners.
okay, here. I think, let's
In
see.
the drawing of Magu, is there a place that is the Ma and the other place where there's a gu?
Well, it's, no, it's one word connected. Let me see,
Click
I
on that
was
one, I
here.
think.
I was over here. Okay, I was here. I'm sorry, just a second. Let's find this. Here is I was right there. Okay, are we back here? Do you see? Everybody can see?
Well, they'll may see the same thing. Try to click to a different picture and see if they see
Oh.
the change.
Oh, here it is.
You
Oh,
see a
here it
change?
is.
No.
Okay, so we're not in the right window. We need to
No,
pick the
no,
other
no.
window. See,
Which
there's one right behind it.
Here,
Yeah,
this.
see that one there?
Oh, okay.
Try changing.
Is this? Do
That
you see?
changed.
Is it right?
Okay, so you're in the
Oh,
right
we
one.
have to. Oh, okay. Here we go.
So now you can keep going.
Oh,
There
okay.
you go.
What is the question? I'm sorry.
It was just in the figure, Mag,
Uh-huh.
is there a part of the drawing or that is represents the Ma and the other that represents the gu? And you kind of answered it that no, there's no. It because when I guess I'm trying to translate it into our alphabet, you know, or
Oh,
our
yeah.
word. But it's different in Persian. I don't know the language.
Yeah, see, I don't know in English if we have a yin and yang in one word, one part of it says yes, one part of it say no. I don't know what is that culture one has to investigate within the research person in that. But Magu also we say Nagu. Nagu is like Magu, both means silent. Don't say anything, but I found this is a negative and positive in one word, which is when you separate ma, gu, or na, gu, the na is no, gu is yes. So I have to ask a scholar of Persian language, what is going on here? Anyhow, so this is this image. Everybody sees this image, right? Are we seeing a Buddha sitting there? Oh, I guess nobody's watching.
No,
us.
I don't see a Buddha sitting there.
Oh,
Okay.
In this picture before, the bird is on top of the eye.
Oh, they're okay. So they're not seeing this one. They're seeing a bird on top of that. You're saying this.
Okay. You seeing this?
Oops. There's
Yeah,
two birds.
it's okay. We can go on. Did you see the two birds?
Yes.
Yes.
Ray and
Okay.
So we saw that. Let's
Oops.
see. We go to another.
Oops.
No, you
Oh,
were
yeah.
right, Jeffrey.
Okay. Yeah.
Right there. Okay, we saw this. Okay, This is, do you see the illuminated eye here?
Yes.
Right. Okay. So I use these little lights also to put in my two-dimensional sculptures. And the Magu is sitting in the bottom also, that shape. These are glass there and mirrors in the work that you can actually see yourself in those mirrors as well. This is a large mirror in the center, and that eye, which is with glass, is sitting in the center too. So do we see a Buddha here?
Yes.
Okay, so I'm bringing in all variety of belief system, religious or non-religious, to really say they are in the heart of those approaches. They are all they are trying to see the human kindness, loving kindness, helpful, and all good things had in mind. And so, and everywhere, every approach is beautiful. As Rumi says, there are many ways to kiss the ground. This is a translation of Coleman Barks. So here I have the Ma on the back. That's one part. And of course, Buddha sitting there. My cats are on the side. This is my area to meditate daily. On the top, you see the eye. And another eye is there, but here the dot is in the bottom, which is whole another discussion, explanation for why I use it that way. And there is another Magu sitting in front of Buddha here with a candle on it. And some Persian here are also significant messages from the old Persia. And here again is another Magu, which is made with glass. Is a little different form of Magu here, but the structure is the same. It's not curvature. It's all rectangle and squares and all of that. And the eye you see in the bar on the top. That's the eye, illuminated eye in abstract background. And here I have the bird again. This is a painting. An eye. And the Magu is here in the bottom here. And the I am here. It's supposed to be a large sculpture with a fountain on it and so forth. This is another Magu in a different angular shapes of parts of the world instead of curvature that we have had in previous slides. And the background you see is variety of textures, cloth, papers. It's a collage of all materials. And the eye here has become part of Magu, which is all beautifully. Later on, if we have in person at one point, you can come to my studio in Encino, then we can really enjoy seeing this and explain why I use this I and this part I here. So an am is here This other one, which has a bird, that also sits in a large mirror. While you're reading the word and the bird, and you see yourself in the mirror. And this is another one with some paintings on the background and the birds, of course, here too. And the in the bottom, another different version. And I think, did we see this? Okay, this is the teaching your heart with art, connecting to your authentic self, inner peace and silence through the power of art. Thank you for listening. If you have any question, please.
It's beautiful.
Beautiful.
How big are your pieces, Manzar?
Well, they all sizes. You know, I started the sketches, which are like, you know, the sketches started by 9 by 12 and ended up in 24 by 36 drawings and moved up to, I don't know, 6 feet.
If you stop screen share, then we can all see each other again.
Oh, yes, Jeffrey, how would I do that? Here,
Go
going
right.
back here.
See, click on the red.
Oh, yeah, stop
Yeah.
share.
There you go.
Wow, hello. Beautiful. I see the beautiful background there. Tim, you have.
Yes, that's in Sedona, Arizona.
Oh, so beautiful. I've never been there.
Say, I just wanted to mention when you talked about the I am in silence, it reminded me of a short saying from an Indian master named Nisargadatta Maharaj. It's just a couple of sentences long. And he said, when I am myself leaves, I am all arrives. When I am all leaves, I am arrives. When I am leaves, am arrives. And when am leaves, reality alone exists, which he equates with silence.
Yeah, so beautiful. But it's difficult really to bring into, see, there is, these are words that we put on the way we experience or the way, I don't know. And the silence itself is, yes, you have a question?
Whitney.
Whitney, nice
yes.
meeting you.
Well, when you, nice to meet you.
Yeah.
When you were saying na, gu, and ma, gu, and you said one was sort of no, and the other is, I suppose, yes, it's in duality. Is there, does that imply that there's like a negative silence and a positive silence?
Well, that's a very good question. I wonder myself.
I never thought of it, a no
yeah.
silence versus a yes silence, but it's, I wonder if Persian maybe distinguishes.
Yeah, but
silence.
Yes, but also I'm thinking of what Rumi tells us. See, he, have you been to Konya? To Konya, his shrine in Konya. So at the entrance of the shrine, there is this saying that these are his words. Say, every time you think you have done wrong, what do we say in English? We call it tobe. Tobe, that you say, okay, I'm not gonna do this again, and you do it. And then again you say, oh, sorry. Huh? What is it called? Feel no guilt in it. But there is repentance, right? You do repentance, and then you do the wrong thing again. And you go do repentance and you're okay, and then you may do it again. So he says every time, come back to me. So when he says to me, it's not really the Rumi, come back to me. He says, is come back again. And so he's forgiving, the idea of forgiveness in us. So I don't know if it comes from Nagu. Magu is like yin and yang. We have this both duality within us, or yeah, I guess everybody must have some ideas to share.
Okay, we're at the section for business. Let's take a moment and thank her for her presentation before we go down business. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Sure. Yeah, well, I guess we went over the time here.
Sarah had her hand up.
Very beautiful.
Thank you. So nobody else has a question?
Sarah had a question.
So Sarah, yes.
I don't have a question per se. I just wanted to
Comments, yes.
yes, I just wanted to say, well, it's first of all, it's nice to have a fellow Iranian on our group. It might be a first since I've been here. But also, I think that a lot of, first of all, you're absolutely correct. Translation does not do Rumi justice because there's so much play with the words that the art of it doesn't really come through. The essence of it maybe comes through the translation, but the art of it doesn't. But a lot of mystical poems, I'm no expert, but I think are a meditation on one word. And I think it's really fascinating that you've taken that and turned it into a visual art, where, you know, those who don't speak the language can't really quite appreciate the beauty of the language and the way in which he uses the words. So I found that really fascinating about your work. So thank you for sharing it.
Thank you, Sarah. I hope to meet you one day.
Yes.
I'll be coming back next week to LA. So
I don't live in LA, but maybe someday, yes.
Where do you live, Sarah?
I live in Italy.
Oh, how beautiful, yes.
Yeah. But anyways, thank you so much.
Thank you.
Okay, Carolyn, you have a quick share before we get to business?
Well, first of all, this was absolutely stunningly glorious. Thank you so much. What a feast for our eyes and our hearts and our spirit. My question is, when you have your sculptures, how large are they, and are they made of mirrors and glass?
Yes, mirrors and glass are in there, and they come in different sizes, as I mentioned. But when I present to whomever in person, so I have the smaller size, so I've made, and then they could be, when we have them in a public art, public art, then they, of course, they are going to be larger. Carolyn, thank you.